Now, though, she's our Queen of Clean, who has just released a brand new book here, revealing all of her handy tips and secrets.
But for Lynsey Crombie, her life took a dark turn before she was able to discover her passion for cleaning, and she joins us now to share her story. It's an extraordinary story.
Hi,
and I think a lot of people sort of see your stuff on Instagram and think it just happened overnight. You're incredibly lucky. It's all you, as we've said so many times, as I've said, you never know what's going on in someone's seemingly perfect life.
Yeah.
And so this all started 17 years ago.
Yes, it was a long
really.
time ago now.
And you fell in love with a guy.
Yes, I did. I was... my mum used to call him catalogue man. He looked like he'd stepped out of a catalogue, business guy, really good job. I was young, very influenced by him, and I saw a great life ahead. But what I didn't know was that he wasn't that person that I actually thought he was.
So what sort of person was he? That's how your mum saw him. How did you see him?
Well, he was a wine and diner, take me overseas all of the time, and I was living a very good lifestyle at a very young age. He had a beautiful home. But he did a few things that weren't quite right. And now I'm older and I look back and I think, why did he used to pull the wires out the computer when I used to go into the room? Why did he disappear at night? Why did random people knock on my door and accuse him of doing stuff? And I just thought he'd gone out to pick up a takeaway. But I just had no idea. I was very, very blinded by the situation, by a fancy wedding, and I suppose blinded by love.
Blinded by love and a bit naive to it all,
Yeah,
really.
very, very naive.
And so you fall pregnant, you're
Yes.
pregnant with twins,
Yeah.
and suddenly at 5 a.m. there's this knock on the door.
Yes.
And it's the police.
Yes,
And
I relocated my life and moved away from my family for his new job. Bought a lovely old house, was doing it up, and then, one morning, really aggressive banging on the door. And it was the police, and they basically just ransacked my home, took loads of stuff out of it and took him away. And I had no idea. I'd actually been back to visit my parents for a few days, and I thought, well, what's gone on whilst I've been away? And then the day later, bang, I went into early labour with the twins.
God.
So,
And you're dealing with those premature twins. One of the girls was very poorly.
yeah.
And so you suddenly become a single mum.
Yeah.
You at that point, you literally have no clue what he's done.
No.
You don't know anything.
No.
No idea why this has happened.
No.
Suddenly, he's been arrested and he's gone.
Yeah.
It took something like 6 months to piece everything together and to find out what had happened.
Yeah.
Who was that man?
It was... the girls went on the child protection register sort of as soon as they were released from hospital, which was a hell of a label for me to carry around with me. And I felt like I was being judged as well and not a good parent for my children to be on this list, which was not a nice list to be on. I had to go to numerous meetings and mix with other ladies that were also connected to these types of people. And I never got the true story until this happened in the late May. And I didn't get the full story to the November of what he'd actually done.
Well, we don't need to go into any of
No,
those details, but what we will say is that he was a Schedule 1 sex offender.
Yeah.
Well, that means that that he is convicted of an offence against the child.
Yes.
And so I think we'll
That's
probably
absolutely-
leave
yeah.
that
Yeah,
there. That's for you
definitely.
to have the shock. But the worst thing was also for you, if that wasn't enough, his family knew.
Yes, they did know. They did know, and they didn't tell me. The day I actually got married, one of his sisters did take me aside, and she said, "Do you know?" I said, "Oh, I know, yes, that he went into prison for a few days for that fight in the nightclub," which was the story I'd been given. And I sort of said, "Look, all boys make mistakes. My brother was a bit of a naughty lad when he went out, and you just put it down to experience, don't you?"
So you were thrown some sort of idea, but you weren't told
and
what
then
it was.
she just left the room as if to say, well, she knows, but obviously she didn't fill me completely in.
With all the details.
But it was such a long time ago now.
Of course.
And
you know,
thankfully, and I think this is the point of the book, and this is the point of you talking about this so openly and so bravely today, which is the most horrendous and horrific things can happen in life. And that's where it sort of started for you, but that's not where it ended up. You certainly changed tack. You brought those girls up. You met another partner. You went on to have another son. You start this family, and then you start boom, and we watch your sort of TV career unfold. But the cleaning bit played an important part because although to begin with it was a bit dangerous because you were cleaning obsessively, as a way of kind of control, getting
it was
some
a coping
control back.
mechanism. Yeah, I used to literally just bottles of bleach, literally just pour them onto my surfaces and scrub. And it was like I was scrubbing away the pain that was in here. I was scrubbing, my arms and hands were red raw. I was very, very irresponsible. But it was a way I felt that I could deal with this. I had counselling, I had medication, and nothing helped. I only felt happy when I was cleaning. And that's, I think, why I sort of talk about cleaning so much. You know, we all hate cleaning, don't we? Come on, who actually likes it? I know when I come on here with my lemons, you two are like, what's she doing? But for me, it was like a form of therapy.
Yeah.
And as I've opened up about this, so many more people have come forward and said, do you know what, I rage clean as well, Lynsey. You know, now people feel more normal because it is a coping mechanism. It is a really positive thing to do if you do it right.
Well,
you know?
I mean, the book, you've written other books, and those books are for people who are enthusiastic about cleaning.
Yes, more like me.
This is a good book for those people who don't really like cleaning very much. What you also learned when you were looking after your tiny girls, your young twins, how much time you've got to actually even bother with cleaning. So you'd set yourself a time.
I did, yeah. So I used to, bottle feeding them took forever. They were very premature, so it was like a bottle. I was just to sit like this, and it would take an hour for 4 ounces. I was like, oh my God, my day is going. And then I had no time left, so I used to just put them in their cot, set my timer and do as much as I could in one room, move to another room, move to another room. And that sort of 15 minutes became my 15-minute clean. Every single morning, they'd be really quiet and good for me. I'd put Noddy on or something really silly. And that was my time, and it was like these little bursts of cleaning energy.
But a lot of people, a lot of women would say, mums, and especially in those circumstances, would say, that 15 minutes, thank you very much indeed. Do you mind awfully if I sit here and have a snooze?
A cup of tea, yeah, and sit down. But I think it was my exercise as well, you know, and it gave me something positive to do. And I think that end result, when you've got kids' toys all over the house, and when you suddenly put them away and you can sit back and relax and think, mentally, I feel better.
But also,
you know?
even if you're not a new mum, or if that's not your situation, I think with being in lockdown, people have either had an awful lot of time on their hands, or they've started to do deep cleans,
done
cleaning out cupboard,
cleaning.
they've done too much, or their life has got busier, where they've been homeschooling and they've been trying to work from home, and suddenly they've only got 50 minutes, the dust is building up. So still to be able to do something that makes a difference but is instant in a way.
Yeah, and that was my idea with this book. So when we went into the first lockdown, I thought, right, I'm going to do another book, but I want to do a book that's suitable for everybody, not just for people like me. So I thought they need to know about how I coped, how I made it super quick, how I make it fun, and it's just so manageable. Anyone can do this. You know, you can be a student in a student house, you can be in a relationship, you can be on your own, but this will help anybody, and it's just those little blasts to keep you completely on top.
Are your kids clean and tidy?
OK, so when we talk about the twins, they're probably watching now. So one of them, Olivia, is just like a little mini-me. I'm so proud. Molly is fabulous, but she's so messy.
Is she messy?
I go in her room and I'm like, Molly! And then my son's 50-50, but they're in training.
Yeah. In training, a work in progress.
It's, there is no contact at all between that past.
Not at all, no.
So no clue, no interest, and that's gone.
Yeah.
How are you now?
I'm good now, if I'm honest. I do sometimes have sort of dark moments. If I see a trigger on the television, or someone, say, on my social platforms might message me with a similar situation because they've heard of my story and they like advice, and I'm more than happy to sort of talk to people and help people and show them, you know, that there is a light. And sometimes they do trigger me. But I always think, you know, I've come such a long way, you know. I've done TV shows, I'm on this show, and this is still a pinch me moment. I still can't believe I actually come on here with my lemons. It's like, it was my dream. 10 years ago, I set myself a goal, book, and this morning.
No.
Honestly, I swear on my life. When I
really?
first went into telly, I said, these are my goals, and I still can't believe I've actually achieved them. And I think this has just come from hard work, determination, and wanting to beat what he did to me, you know, and like, yeah, and I just can't believe my little Instagram journey's been crazy.
The message really, it goes to prove that in those darkest of times, that the sun can come out.
100%. No one should ever feel like they're alone as well. People will always help people. There's always someone to talk to. And I think with the power of social media these days, inboxes are always open, and never be alone, because anyone can get out of this. Strength, determination and motivation.
Well, Lynsey, here's your dream come true moment. Here's your book on this morning. There it is, the 15-minute clean. Thank you. Well done, you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Very brave to do that. Thank you.
Thank you.